The Neon Ghost Show.
Are you ready?
All right.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We're back.
Like I was never gone.
I'm gonna go first. I told you about I got a buddy, he used to listen to my show when it was on a community radio station. Like he's been on the ride with me, and he's a gnarly wrestling fan. He's a gnarly wrestling nerd fan like we are.
Yeah.
So the other day I'm at work and we run into him. He goes, "Oh, I got something for you. Come here." And I'm like, "What?" Okay. Follow him. He pulls this out of his bag, hands it to me, and then goes, "You know, this made me think of you, but just so you know, the other guy's still right."
Oh God. That is awesome. That is awesome.
In fairness, it's a cool card, but he was like, and the fact that he has the belt on, he was like, "This is for you. Just so
That's
you know,
even
the other
better.
guy's still right," because he agrees with you that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. So shout out to Valente for giving me that card.
Awesome, Valente. That's dope, dude. Way to go. The fact that he had a mid-card Jey Uso like a card on him is awesome. I love it.
Jay
I
mid
love
card
it.
Uso.
Jey
Well, we're gonna
mid-card
get there.
Uso.
Have you seen the hate he's getting on social media?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get there.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to get there. I'm ready for that.
Has no one spoiled what's in that envelope, right?
No, not one single person.
Okay.
No.
Because I'll tell you, Caleb knows, SD knows, and I showed him, I was like, "Guys, I'm having open up show," and they were like, "Dude, Robbie, that's epic." And I was like, "Cool, don't tell them." They're like, "Nope, got you." That's why both of them were like,
Yeah.
"Do not lose that envelope."
Oh, that's
So,
funny. Yeah.
I got something special for you. I gave it to you when we were at Koga, and I said, "Hold on to it so we could open it today." So open that.
All right. Envelope is here. Oh shit. Oh, bro. That's really. Oh shit. For everybody to see. Out of 100. Personalized auto from Ed. That's a piece of the mat. We were just, holy shit. Robbie.
Yeah.
You're getting a big hug and a kiss, my friend.
And I asked him, that dude's name was Chris Price. And apparently Ed was a little aggressive, and he was going to rip that dude's arm off if he didn't tap. He has a whole story with that card.
Man, you guys at home, check this out. Come on, stop blurring on me. Stop blurring on me. Oh, you bastards. Let me hide my face. There we go.
Yeah.
Check that out. Holy shit. Thank you.
Yep. I found that card, and then I was like, "Yo, sign this for me. Do not tell Ryno I want him to." But he was like, "Oh, I got you." And so then he signed it, and I showed it to Caleb and SD, and like, "Robbie, that's cool as hell."
You know what's wild is I don't have any personalized autographs. I've never asked somebody, "Hey, can you sign it to me?" I've never done that at all. This is my absolute first personalized autograph, and it's from
Awesome.
one of my favorite
And
UFC fighters.
yes, and it's from the man. And you have his phone number. You guys talk, and like, yeah,
That's
I thought you would like that.
wild, bro. Like it. I love it. That's insane. Well,
Nice.
yeah. I'll be speechless the rest of this whole podcast. Sorry for the delayed speaking, y'all. This is amazing.
It's cool as hell, right? And I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, and it's got a patch and its number. Oh, I got to get this." And then I purposely Googled and looked up, and red ink makes it more rare, correct?
Yeah, Red Ink does, yeah.
So that's why I can't remember the guy's name. He works for Joe, and he does like the doctor check-in stuff. The older guy, super cool guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name right now. But I went to him and I was like, "Hey, can I borrow a red Sharpie?" And he pulls out a bag. He has every color. I was like, "Let's borrow this red Sharpie real quick," because I wanted to make sure it was signed in red.
That's so rad. Nothing I expected.
Nice.
That is thank you. Very,
Yep.
very
Yep.
much.
Yep.
That's
Love it.
crazy.
Nice. I'm glad
Now
that
it
worked.
makes sense why SD was being jokingly jealous about my new bestie. Now this makes sense. You probably had showed him. He's like, "Oh, I didn't get him anything like that before." Like that's a dope one, Robbie. Thank you. This means a hell of a lot. This is cool.
It's
as heck.
awesome, right?
That's awesome. It's awesome. Now I'm going to. It's the only thing that I'll actually put up on the wall in the house. Yeah, this is dope.
Nice.
Okay.
Now that we're talking trading cards, the thing I sent you on Instagram, and we were briefly talking about it while you were teaching me craps, which is the dumbest game ever. Just play blackjack. Count to 21. Craps is there's too much going on in craps. But Panini loses their title to Topps at the end of this year.
They lose the
or
license for the NFL in
coming up.
April.
That's what I meant, in April.
Yep.
So the thing I sent you, the guys were saying any remaining patches, basically any NFL thing they have, they're gonna have to start putting in cards to get out of. Correct?
Correct.
What is that like?
Yeah.
What is that?
So we actually seen it. We seen it happening periodically, but it was never like a slap in the face, right? So what does this the most recent actual slap happened with 2025 Panini Donruss Optic Football, where their highlighted autograph was Jamarcus Russell. Okay. Previous number one overall pick for the Oakland Raiders at that time, complete bust. They picked him. He could throw 70 yards off of one knee, and the Raiders had to get him. So his sticker auto is in the 2025 Panini Donruss Optic Football. Now, mind you, Optic Football current price is sitting at $800 a box with one auto guarantee. You open up that $800 box and your auto is Jamarcus Russell, like. That's crazy. So yes, they're emptying it out. The photo that you sent me was the dual NFL shield, which are supposed to be 1-on-1s whenever they have like the shield patch. The shield's the thing that hangs out on their jersey right there. So yeah, they're getting rid of a lot of those. You know, we've seen autos like Vinny Testaverde. We've seen just autos where you're like, dang, like what the rookie class is so good, and some of these vets that are still playing are so good. Like, where are those guys? Like, why are we getting these dudes who like the shaky pens and they're trying to use? And it's unfortunate, but yes, with them losing the license in April, they are going to be dumping a lot of them. We did see that when in October, right before they lost their license for basketball as well, they came out with the products called Panini Prism Black, and that had 5 autos in there per box, which is unheard of for that.
Yeah, damn.
We saw one for silhouettes had 9 autos per box. I mean, they were dumping products. So I'm excited to see what they do for football. If they announce something like a silhouettes, if they announce something like a Panini, I think they already announced Panini Prism Black, which I love it because the mangas, like similar style that I just made the cards in for Koga, they're doing that. They do that for football. It's coming out in a Prism, and they are dope. They are so cool looking.
Nice. So those being the last run of those cards, will that also help their value?
I don't know.
Go down.
I don't know. I think that there's case hits called like kabooms and downtowns. I think those are going to see an increase in value, especially for the right player. But I think that those are going to have some increased value with them because nobody knows like what's going to happen with the unlicensed one. Will it kaboom? Because when you look at some of those case hits, you don't focus on the logo. You focus on just the big pow, the wow factor of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's going to do to the market, and what I do know is it's not going to be like a Drake May is no longer going to be $2,000 for one. I do know that. So, I mean, yes, I guess I do really think that it's going to come down some, but I don't think it's going to be a $300 card. I think it might be down to maybe like $1,000 when it comes out.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha. And this is a trip to me. The Royal Rumble was Saturday.
Yep.
Yesterday, I saw Topps announcing they already had Roman Reigns on the card, pointing to the thing with Matt used patches in that.
Yeah. That night
if that thing was in Saudi Arabia, how did they already get those cards made and pressed and they're putting them out?
So it's the same thing that they use for like the debut patches. So debut patches are when they started with baseball, they had the rookies wear it on their sleeve. After the rookie was done with the game, they had somebody from Topps who went there, they cut the patch off, they put it into a baggie, wrote the player's name, took it away. So They have somebody at the event who cut pieces off of the mat. They just cut like one strip, and then they could take it with them. But then
they already had the cards made. They just slid the square in there once.
No, the photo was taken, but it's the same thing with me. I can have cards made overnight.
Yeah.
With their printing presses and what they do, they'll basically print them immediately, and they'll have Roman Reigns have to sign it. But they can also do like a facsimile for your photo of it. So it doesn't mean that Roman already actually signed the card. Like he can sign it within this window that they're going to give you within. They just put an inlay of his auto. But yes, that's what they do on all of these events, these pro debuts, these jerseys.
Okay.
Topps is quick at getting these things.
Okay, that makes sense. Like when it's a football game, like how you said, I understood. Like they're at the game, the jersey comes like that. But I'm like, this is in Saudi Arabia, like how you already have a piece of this, Matt, but the way you're
Yeah,
saying it makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this dog shit Royal Rumble.
Ooh, dog shit Royal Rumble.
I mean,
Absolutely.
let's be honest. The girl one was good. I also think I have this. I'm kind of glad the Royal Rumble sucked because if it was an awesome Rumble, right? Amazing. But then our fight card sucked, it would have been
Oh,
such a letdown. Whereas
yeah,
we were let down by the Royal Rumble, and then that fight card was amazing. So I think we got the best of both worlds. One thing of this whole thing sucking is I'm glad, like, there were times we were standing up, we were excited. Like, I'm glad I sat there and watched it with you. What is going on over here? Trying to advertise our show when you're fucking around. I'm glad I got to watch it with you, but it was such a letdown that it didn't feel like the old days when you're watching it with your boys and things are happening. It
you're
almost
right.
felt like a Monday Night Raw on steroids.
You're absolutely correct. And because not only was the letdown, we didn't get people coming back that we thought were going to be coming back, that we've been talked about coming back, and all of that excitement from it. It was also just the entrances and then what was happening during the entrances and everything. I mean, it's yeah, even the mid matches were meh,
Trash.
okay,
Yeah.
you know.
But I did like the I think the girls Royal Rumble outdid the guys. What was the girl's name? Sola Ruka,
Yeah,
Sol Roka.
yeah.
She looked
So,
fantastic.
dude, her
Bro.
finisher, she looked amazing. I wanted her to win.
Oh yeah.
Again, we understand that Liv won. That's great that she did. She's been runner up multiple times. She's been in there the longest. You know everything about it. That's fantastic. Cool that Liv won. Because the storyline behind her, everybody's going to follow her to WrestleMania, waiting for her to get her belt back that she had to give up anyways. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good route. Absolutely. And they got to show off a lot of NXT women that I had no idea about that are in there, and they're damn good. I mean, it
Yeah.
was that kind of Royal Rumble where you're watching and you're like, I'm okay with the AAA team coming up into there wrestling with these other people, these professionals, and they're making the professionals like have to work harder to keep up with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's good for them getting that experience, getting in there and
Yeah.
feeling it and seeing it. And then, like you said, you're like me where NXT exists. I know names in
Mm-hmm.
NXT, but I don't really pay attention to it. Look, because I like the old school way when
Mm-hmm.
we would watch it and someone would just show up. You'd be like, who the hell is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I like when, what was it, Obo Femi? When he showed up challenging Cody Rhodes and stuff, I was like, wait, who's this guy? You find us from NXT. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Now, like, I think you're with me. Like, I'm in. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm in.
I'm in on this guy. Bring him up to the
I'm
main
in.
roster. See what happens. Like, I'm in. And
Yeah.
so that was one benefit. And as you said, agreed. Live winning. I'm not it does nothing, like it doesn't make me like, oh, like I'm excited for it. Like, let's go. Let's see what happens. But then what was Sammy and Gunther next?
Yep.
Sammy and Gunther, it was trash. We knew Sammy
Trash.
wasn't, or
No,
Sammy and Drew, sorry,
AJ.
Sammy and
AJ,
Drew.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh
Sammy and Drew next.
was trash. There was no
It's
point in it.
yeah.
We knew Sammy
Nope.
wasn't winning. There was no
Correct.
payoff. There was no excitement going into it. There was no one like how we were saying we expected Kevin Owens coming into the Rumble. Okay, well then if he's not coming in the Rumble, we should have had like unhinged Drew beating the brakes off of Sammy after Drew wins. He just goes unhinged and beating the piss out of Sammy.
Right.
Kevin Owens music hits. He comes in to save his boy. Like we could have done something like that, and we did
Right.
nothing. We beat up Sammy. Cool.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that they even give that's the thing too, is like you talk about like the unhinged part of it would have been amazing. Drew should have just mollywopped him. He should have just beat him from bell to bell. And that's just not what they do with Sammy. They always make you feel like the little guy's gonna have a chance. And
Yeah.
like I get it when they went through the Gunther situation with it, but at the same time, like it's Drew McIntyre. This is his time to shine. He held it through COVID. You know, he didn't get his full moment. This is it now. Make him look like an irresistible force. Just
Yeah.
have him going out there just thumping people.
Yep. And then the Gunther AJ one it was just weird. Like
Yeah.
it I do like AJ not tapping, passing out. Like I'll give that. I honestly wouldn't, he almost puts the gloves down, then he doesn't. Like it, I think you agreed with me. Like if there is something which is social media, Triple H, everyone's saying like there's not, no, he's done. Why are we retiring him at the Royal Rumble? Like we could have done
Correct.
it on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, if that's how we're doing it. Like fine, but Why are we doing it in Saudi and the way they did it? Like,
Right.
why?
Yeah, that's it, right? The way they did it is, I guess that's the problem for me. And if he is retiring, it is confusing because now like all the talks we talked about, him possibly going to AEW for a run, that means that makes sense why he didn't take off his gloves. He's just done with WWE. All right, well that doesn't feel as special anymore then,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I mean, that doesn't feel good. The match again, we knew going into it that Gunther was going to retire him just based upon like whatever he's talking about. And I thought there was a chance when they were talking about like what it looks like for the rest of the 2026 for AJ. What they meant by that comment was where he's going to be in another organization, not with WWE anymore,
Yeah.
which
It,
is
it,
wild.
it was trash. And it didn't even,
Yeah.
for a guy like AJ, and like I'll even say when he was in WCW and TNA, I was never really a huge AJ guy.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up in WWE, debuted at the Rumble, and I think that was one of the reasons why he wanted to retire to Rumble. But when he showed up, it was like, oh shit, AJ's here. Over the years, especially when he had his gimmick when he had the belt and he was like, this is the house that AJ built. I was on
Yeah.
board. Like I was
Yeah.
on it. Like dude was doing good stuff. And so it feels very let downish the way that dude went out.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some botches during the match. There's things like that, and like especially I don't know against Gunther. Like if I don't know. I'm glad that he got one last match against Shinsuke Nakamura
Yeah.
because them two went back so far with it. I get he's not at the level of Cena where everybody comes out and says thank you to him, where they do all that stuff. But AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, right? Like I watched him on TNA. I watched those matches in that weird octagon ring. Like I liked that stuff. I just felt like they didn't do enough for him. But again, he's not a true WWE lifer, so I guess that's just not in their way to do something for those
That's
guys.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
We're not arguing. He's definitely first ballot Hall of Fame,
he has to be.
right?
AJ Styles has to be. It
Right.
has to
Yeah.
be. Yeah, I mean, just was what he brought to wrestling overall, and his character. Like he's behind the scenes thing that we even see now is like he's actually a genuine like good dude. Like
Yeah.
he's a good guy, and like the fact that he's retiring early enough that he can still walk and wants to go be a father and go hang out with his kids, like that's rad.
Yeah. And he's gonna pop into the performance center training these guys, but like I think there's an injustice if he doesn't first round Hall of Fame.
No, I agree with you. I agree. We even watched the match, and sometimes when he was grabbing the rope to pop up there and do the phenomenal forearm, and he almost clipped his toe. I'm like, whew, he's missing
Yep.
that. He's missing that jump a little bit here in this
Yep.
step. Yeah,
All right, let's roll into this dog shit Rumble. When it was the new guys, how we said Obi, Trick, who was the other? Javon, they were the new guys from NXT
right.
coming up, seeing the
Yeah,
future.
yeah,
Like that was cool. Having Obi be just this monster in there was cool. And we know Brock's coming and this guy's in there. Like, I think that and then the waiting to see like who are the shockers, and we didn't get that. And then we really didn't get a face off with him and Brock. That also was a letdown.
right. Yeah, they stood there and kind of like looked at each other for a second. But I mean, we're watching it. So can you remember when Brock got eliminated? Do you remember when all that
Yep.
happened with it?
Yep.
Right? That happens right during mid-card Jey Uso's entrance.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Jey Uso's coming out taking a 5-minute long yeet entrance
Yeah.
in the middle of a freaking Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then just for Brock to get eliminated by what? Cody and oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank right now. Cody and another dude eliminating him. And I'm like, what are we doing, man?
Damn it. Well, it was Cody and someone teamed up and eliminated him.
Yeah,
Damn, I
clotheslined
don't
him
know who the
over
other
it
person was.
and just
Yeah.
ended so simple.
Yeah.
It
And
flew.
this is where I will side with for the Rumble. Jay didn't need to come through the crowd. He didn't need that long ass entrance. There should have been no special nothing. How we said if in the girls, if Nikki Cross showed up, lights go out for 10 seconds, they come back on, she's in the middle of the ring. Okay, that's different. She's
Yeah,
already in
I
the
agree.
ring now. Now we can react to off of that. Him coming through the crowd, him running it back, all the yeet, like there's a time and a place, and that definitely was not the place. And I'm curious if was that a plan? Was that scripted to do that? Because then throwing out Brock, like everyone was looking here at Jay, and then we saw Brock over. It was like, wait, what just happened? So
Right.
was that maybe they didn't really want to, they didn't want the camera on Brock getting thrown out, or
Yeah.
did Jay go too long with his BS? But I would also argue, well, then whoever's directing didn't say put the camera here. So it's
Right.
which one is this? But
Yeah.
Brock going out as quick as he did also was shocking. I felt like should have been in there for a little while.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just and the lack of people that should be in the Royal Finn Balor should have been in the Royal Rumble.
Joe
Like,
Hendry.
Joe Hendry should have been in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, Kofi Kingston wasn't in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like,
what are we doing?
yeah, it just didn't feel like your typical. It felt like a battle royal, like a Saudi Arabia, like the Andre the Giant battle royal.
The what is the thing? The crown jewel. It looks
Yeah, the
like
crown
it felt,
jewel. That's
it felt like that BS.
That's what it's
So-
exactly what it felt like. And then have Gunther retire AJ and then go back in there like he's going to be able to win the Rumble and then go for a title. Like, you just took up a spot from somebody else, and you're 37 years old, and these dudes are these up and comers. Even the up and comers, bring us back a Forbidden Door thing. Like, say his name and he appears, man. Have Joe Hendry come through there. Like, I don't know. Gunther didn't need it. He had the pop from the AJ thing that was done. Continue that type of story. We don't need you in there battling Roman for the last spot.
We also don't need Roman winning the Royal Rumble. Like, what are we
He's a
doing?
part-timer. He's a part-timer. He literally said that.
But like, even being a part-timer, here's my thing. Remember when they obviously were trying to shove Roman down our throats and we weren't having it? Hear me out on this. It was very reminiscent of when Rocky Maivia was the island and smiling and everyone thought they hated him, he sucked, and Rock turned it, went and became the Rock. Roman did a good enough job turning it, becoming the tribal chief, where it's like, I'll say he's not the Rock level, but he's damn near close, especially for this next generation that didn't grow up with the Rock like we did. He's at that level. He didn't have to even be at the Royal Rumble. He could have shown up at the end and just pointed, and we all would have been like, oh God, what's happening? He didn't need to be in there, and he damn sure did not need to win it. Roman is the most over guy, Undertaker-esque, that never needs that belt. We'll always watch whatever match. And as we say, he could show up at WrestleMania and just decide this is a triple threat and he's going in, and we'd be like, yeah, okay. He did not need that Rumble win.
No, he didn't. He didn't need to be in there the last one. Like, it just, the Rumble seemed so forced. It really did. It seemed like they threw something together quickly, and this is what we got. And it was disappointing. I wanted it to feel like the old days, and I wanted to, I feel like their buildup was pretty cool with it. And even then, like the mask guy, Braun Breaker, getting eliminated. Braun Breaker was what, number two? Number two coming into it. And then you have a mask guy, and then they're showing like an up close photo of the mask guy, and he has the same facial look as Logan Paul. Yeah. And so are they gonna do something like weird angle with that? I mean, and that's the other thing too. Then, like, where does Braun Breaker go? Like, you got a title, now you squash him, and now Braun Breaker falls back. Like, it just doesn't make sense if you want to push the vision up and these younger talent up. Like, then where does that go? And then Seth, they talked about Seth coming back. He didn't come back. Like, the Rumble didn't have any of the excitement that we expect from a Rumble to happen. The only pop that the crowd gave, and they went absolutely bananas for, was for the Bella twin to come back and the yes movement. Everybody doing yes in the crowd. That was the biggest pop that the Rumble that the TV got during the live, was when she came back. And everything else was like, man.
For the guys, there was a pretty gnarly pop when LA came.
Yeah.
But then LA gets eliminated. Like, it doesn't make it to last two. And it was like, wait, what are we doing?
It's LA Knight.
LA Knight. That's what are we? We just did this whole build up. You and I both assume that's why they wrote him. Oh, he's winning. He's going to Raw. And then he doesn't even make it to last two. Like, what are we doing? Who did this guy piss off to keep getting treated like this?
Absolutely agree with you. And then that's the other thing too. You have Jacob Fatu come back, who was just this wrecking ball, and you don't put him in the Royal Rumble? Like, what are we thinking?
Yeah.
All of these names that should be out there. We don't have Jacob Fatu come out and beat up Drew like after he beat Sami Zayn. You don't have any of this stuff happening with it. like this is the stuff that we talk about, the storylines, how they can expand on it and really get the people back following and getting excited with these guys. There was no addition to any storyline during the Royal Rumble. It was very straightforward, cut and dry. That's it. Just get the match done, move on.
And yeah, that so like what Friday? Sammy, like that storyline's done. So now what are we doing with Drew? And we're assuming Roman's gonna challenge Punk. So like, okay, like there's no, how you said, there's no storylines coming out of it. And even with Liv winning, well, again, Liv could have came out on Monday Night Raw and just said, "Hey, I want you at WrestleMania. Or I want you at Chamber." We would have been okay with it. We'd have been like, "Fuck yeah, here we go." So even the women's win, it continued no storyline. So I'm curious if did it cap storylines and now rolling into Monday going forward, are we going to start getting what you're saying, more creative stuff like, okay, now AJ Gunther's done, Sammy and Drew's done, but what about all these other guys and girls that didn't win? Like, what are we doing with their storylines? And the fact that it was the Rumble, 2 matches Rumble, like we couldn't have thrown a tag match in there. Like who,
Right.
like we got tag team champions, guys. Like where we can't throw a tag
Like,
team title match in the middle. Like what are we doing?
do we and does anybody remember who the tag team champions are right now? Like,
It's Jimmy and Jay, isn't it?
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? Like, we don't remember. The majority of the people, when I talk to them about wrestling, we're looking and they're like, oh yeah, the Usos are back together, aren't they? And I'm like, yeah, and they're the tag team champions. Like, oh no way. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, they are, because they make that such an afterthought, because Midcard J wants to take a 5-minute freaking entrance into the damn thing. The dopest part about his entrance was the explosion that happened when he pulled his
The lay thing.
the lathe, yeah, around his
Yeah.
neck. That was
Yeah.
super rad to see that. But
But
Solo did
I
that
was gonna
10
say
entrances
Solo did that earlier, and it was kind of cooler.
It was cooler, way
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah.
And then Solo, the eliminations weren't even like eliminations where like, oh my gosh, they actually eliminated him. It was just, you look in the ring and all of a sudden somebody was gone. They're laying on the outside. We're like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was super weird.
Poorly
And
produced.
I keep seeing things on social media, and I think I'm leaning more towards it now than I was before. Of unfortunately, and I don't think it happened, but we might need Vince McMahon and his creative back. Like, let's be honest, there was like when Triple H first took over, and there were like things were happening, but then all of a sudden it's almost like someone said, "Stop what you're doing and go this way," and he just went, "Okay." Whereas how many times have we heard stories of at Monday Night Raw, it was supposed to go this way, and right before they walked out, they got handed a different script from Vince, and it's going this way. Like, let's get
Yeah.
back to that. As much as chaotic and stuff as that was, but like maybe we need to get back to that, because this is almost worse than the PG era.
Right. No, it really is. I mean, and yeah, their fallback, and I guess it is kind of like a Vince McMahon thing though as well. When I think about it, like the Roman Reigns winning it, they fall back on the known. Like we know that Roman will put on a good show. We know that Roman will be in there. Dude, Roman didn't have to win the Rumble. Roman could have won Elimination Chamber, and that would have been so sick. Like, have him come out in there, wrestle with those guys in there. That would have been rad. The Royal Rumble, I feel like, should be used for the up and comers, showcase their talent, and then somebody random winning that and giving them a chance at the championship. To give them, they're changing. Like, I think it's because honestly, I think the whole CM Punk wanting the main event of WrestleMania and getting his own solo thing would be kind of cool. But then Elimination Chamber, Seth's going to be back. So if Seth wins it, he gets a shot at the title. Is he not going against CM Punk in the championship? Are they going to do a stupid 3-way again?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You can't do that 3-way again.
No, you can't.
Although, if they did the 3-way again, Heyman is now on no one's side, because remember, Homeboy
Correct.
speared him with the vision, all that. So then you'd have a no one side, and then that gives us a weird war games of Seth, Roman, Punk, 2 randos going against the Vision, which we're just rinse and repeat with all of this. And
Right.
the thing you said, like Roman being a part-timer, when he was the tribal chief and he was a part-timer, that was okay. That was believable. Like, you got to earn that man coming to the ring as the opponent, like
Yes.
earn him getting here to want to fight you. Whereas, okay, is he going to win the belt at Rumble or at WrestleMania and then go away and we only see him once every 3 months again? Like it was the same thing when Brock has the title. Like that's not,
Hmm.
no. There was a time when we were little, like the dude that had the title was at every Monday night. And back before the brand split, he was also at SmackDown. Like that was
Yep.
a thing. And like, what are we doing?
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. And I think the Rumble also showcased too, like the descent of like Cody. Like Cody, like it just didn't feel like a normal excitement when he's in the ring and things like that because
Yeah.
they had him early in there, and it just the fact that it was I think it was Gunther and Roman the last
Last
two in
two.
there,
Yeah.
and the fact that he's not even in there with Roman says a lot. Like the creative direction that they're going to be going in, he's I don't know what he's going to do. Honestly, I mean, he'd
That's
have
what,
to go against like Drew, I guess, to try to get his title back.
but I mean, and how we were saying with the whole, when Randy Orton was the legend killer, there were still legends around for him to kill.
Right.
Now that Gunther retired AJ, there's not really anyone around that we can threaten with retiring because you're not retiring Roman. That's not
Yeah.
happening. So like, what are we building towards now with Gunther?
Right. Well, even and that was the thing too. Like I don't know why I'm on this big Randy on his jock right now, but I mean Randy Orton, like I would have loved to see him win the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah,
I would have
100%.
loved to see him and CM Punk. I would have loved to see him and Drew McIntyre, anything like that, because I think that that guy is phenomenal. I think he's always over. And I think he understands like his time's coming to an end, so he's letting a lot of these other guys do this. But for fans like me, like I would love to see him have that another crack on a big stage, not like smaller show. I want a WrestleMania moment for him, or like a big ass SummerSlam moment for him again.
Yep, yep. So I did some research because we were talking about it. The most Rumble Royal appearances as of the Rumble we just had was Kane with 18, and he was in 13 of them consecutively,
Wow.
followed by The Miz is now at 17 and Rey Mysterio's at 16.
Okay.
And as you and I said when we were watching it, Rey Mysterio is 51 and he's still out there doing the thing. How much longer do you think he has? And could Gunther retire him? Like, could we make an angle there? Because hypothetically, he's the oldest guy still on the roster doing the damn thing. And when he retires, do you think he takes the mask off and leaves it in the middle of the ring?
Um, I think he does. I think he does take the mask off because it's like the Undertaker leaving his hat and jacket and saying he'll never put that hat and jacket on again because the Undertaker's dead. So I think he does. Gunther, unfortunately, I do believe will be the one to retire Ray. Although I thought a storyline between Ray and Dom and retiring his dad would have been really,
Oh,
really,
that'd be
really,
good
really
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, so I do think they're going to go that direction. I don't think it's going to be probably until next year with it because retiring two legends in 1 year might be kind of strange. But I know Ray's
Well, that would be
contract is
three. If
up
AJ's
next.
really gone, that'd be retiring three
Uh,
legends in a year.
well, this year just started, so
Oh, fair, fair.
yeah. So I mean, I think that he will retire Rey Mysterio. My hope is that they don't do it until next year because Ray's still part time right now, anyways, with it. And they need him to do more on the like the luchador side, anyways. Yeah, luchador side. Yeah, freaking Mister Iguana
Mr.
come into
Iguana.
the, and then he gets choke slammed by Damian Priest, both of
Penta.
them.
Penta, what did Penta ever show up?
Penta, I think, was in there for like 30 seconds or so. Yeah,
That
Penta,
must have been when I had to run out. I didn't even
right.
see him. I did like when they did the two Grande Americanos like facing out. That was kind of a cool moment.
That was a cool moment to see Chad Gable back. That
But
was fun.
but like I told you, it also would have been cool if he got eliminated and then came back out as Chad Gable. That would have been hilarious.
It's things that we think of that we're like, come on, man. You know, others are thinking of the exact same thing. It
Yep.
just would have been rad to see it. Because again, I go back to showing the age when Dude Love gets eliminated and Cactus Jack comes back, three
Yeah.
entrants later, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he gets eliminated. Mankind comes back three later, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
so rad.
And we didn't care. It didn't bother us. It was like, this is
No,
awesome.
it was so awesome to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I think of any Rumble I've ever watched. This one was such a letdown. Like, again, I'm glad I watched it with you and I'm glad we watched it where we watched it, but it was like, I also feel like we could have been doing other things and just caught the highlights on social media, and we would have been in the same position we're in.
Correct. Correct. Because we would have looked for the excited entrance, the oh my goodness moments, and
And none of
none of
that
that
was there.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was
See the
weird.
end, see who won, but like, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Because I even tried to sit back and I tried to go, like, why would they do this? Like, what kind of storylines? Like, what are they going to try to push? Then I'm like, it is boring. That is just the easy way out. Is what they took. Like
Yeah.
we give it to Roman. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Like people will cheer when he comes out, and then him, they set up from War Games with him and CM Punk.
And but then we and as we said, so we know Seth is coming back. We know we have to get Seth and CM Punk at WrestleMania. That has to happen. We've already seen the three of them in a main event at a WrestleMania. We don't need to run that back. And if let's say they do that, I feel well then CM Punk wins because Seth doesn't need that win again. Roman doesn't need that win. If you do that triple threat and you give CM Punk his closing night WrestleMania moment and he beats Rollins and Roman and wins that belt, like, okay, cool. We're now done with this story,
Yeah,
but we can still roll off. Him and Seth will always be money. Like we said, that's Sean and Brett. That's always going to be money. But
yeah.
looking forward, like, I feel like that's the only cap is that it has to be that. But then that's also speculating that CM Punk's gonna or Seth's gonna win the chamber because Seth
Right.
wins the chamber. Well, then who's doing Drew's belt? Because whoever wins the
Yeah.
chamber should be going for Drew's belt.
See, I just thought about that, and that just kind of clicked in my brain. Is that Roman was on what is it SmackDown with Cody and them, so it would make sense for him to fight Drew, and then him and Cody have their beef again and things like that, which that's their easy go to, and then Seth to win the Elimination Chamber, Seth to fight CM Punk at WrestleMania for a one-on-one. Has Seth ever beat CM Punk? CM Punk beat him in their one-on-one fight.
CM Punk beat him in their one-on-one fight.
And
Yes,
then in the triple threat, obviously Seth won
Heyman.
with the help of
Yeah,
Heyman. Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if Seth's ever beat in recent time has beaten CM Punk one on one. Now he
So
doesn't
that would give us the WrestleMania payoff. I'm saying.
exactly. It would give us a WrestleMania moment that they both won against each other.
Yeah.
That would give us the payout for it. And I
Could
think
we
Roman and
do?
Drew would actually be pretty fire.
What if you do Roman and Drew? Roman wins, but then Jacob comes out and wants the title from Roman.
I don't think that Jacob is over enough for that to happen. What I would
Not
love to
yet,
see,
not yet,
no,
but we're talking after WrestleMania.
what I would love to see is a rebuild back up for LA Knight because when he was going against the whole tribal chief stuff back then, and I thought this was going to be the push, the time, and but
Yes,
they kept the belt
that
on
should have
Roman
been when they
for
put it on him.
yeah too many years they had on Roman. I feel like that'd be a great setup for those two to finally get it because you have to do something with LA Knight coming back. Like where's he going to go? Obviously he got injured, he got taken out. Like how many people are you going to have against the Vision? Like what are we doing?
Yeah, it's just it like I said, it feels we thought we were coming out of the PG era, and it feels like
Mm-hmm.
we're in the Diet Coke of the PG era.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's really yeah. It's just watered down again.
yeah,
I
yep,
agree with you.
yep. I wanted to ask you, why didn't Belichick get the nod for the Hall of Fame? And everyone's upset that he didn't get it. Why didn't
Yeah.
he get it? Because of
Uh
Deflate Gate? Like, let's be honest, he
well
deserves to go in the Hall
Spygate.
of Fame. Spygate,
Spygate
thank you.
was a big thing. Yeah, Spygate was a really big thing, stealing signals. Here's the deal though, man. There's a lot of people who do it. He straight out said Tony Dungy was the man who taught these guys how to do it. Right? Tony Dungy is a phenomenal coach. That hurt the NFL a lot when a multiple time repeating Super Bowl champions get caught cheating. Not only like the deflated ball, they can write that one off, but you get actually caught stealing the plays from the other team, and you're repeating time Super Bowl champions. That was a big thing on his character. And I mean, let's be real, the guy's not the kindest human being out there either. He's
You know about
very egotistical. Like he's very, you know, it's just it's Bill Belichick, man, and then people just dislike him. So I think that's happened, or it could have been too like the writers thought, oh, this guy's going to vote for him, so I won't have to vote for him, and then not enough people did. Yeah,
That's fair. So will he? Do you think he will be the Pete Rose of the NFL, the guy that should have
no,
went in that never went in?
no, he gets in next. He gets in next year.
You think so?
I do. I do. This one was such a big thing. And now the NFL is basically coming out saying, like, you can't talk about who you voted for. They don't want you doing this and that. Like, give me a break, dude. Just because little Belichick's feelings are hurt, guess what he still has? He still has multi-ring fingers. Like,
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro. We get it though. The Hall of Fame is a big deal. That is something that you work towards. That is something that is like kind of like the tip of the cat, like here, get your jacket. But at the same time, you got caught cheating. These other guys didn't, right? Like it's
fair.
take your licks with it.
Do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
I do because I think he's. I hate saying it as a Raiders fan, and I hate New England with a passion because they cheated the Raiders out of going to the Super Bowl because it was a fumble from Tom Brady. But yeah, I do. I think that everything he has shown on paper of like their winning ways. I do. I mean, the guy won multiple championships, with other teams as well as assistant coaches and stuff. So yeah, I think the Belichick tree has been very successful. But I also feel like it was who was around him that made him that successful. Obviously, when
fair.
Brady leaves, he doesn't do crap and then gets let go, and not even welcome back. They didn't welcome him back at all.
No,
yeah.
No. Do you think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I do. I think Pete Rose served his time. I thought Pete should have been in there before he died. Like if the stories are real with Pete Rose of it was not betting on his team. Yeah, I do. I absolutely think so. And I think Shoeless Joe Jackson should be in there as well. That guy played. He played.
Why didn't he? He's not in. Why isn't he?
No, that was the team that the team.
Oh, the White Sox team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Shoeless Joe should be in there, and so I think it's time for us to forgive and let them in. I think the steroid era guys still have time. Although I think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, one of the most fantastic contact hitters to ever play the game. But yes, I do. I think Pete Rose has served his time. I mean, you guys, it's old school thinking, man. Like it's old school way of thinking. If it's been shown that he didn't bet on his own games, he outright said he admitted to what he did. Like,
and I also think if he was betting on his team to lose, that's one thing. If he was betting on his team to win, what's the problem? He's going to make sure they're playing harder than everyone's because he wants to win that money. Like, yes, he shouldn't be betting, period. But if he's betting on them to win, what's the problem?
Right. I know. Yeah. No, I absolutely think he should though.
Good. I do too. I agree with that. The Shoeless Joe one, I guess I didn't realize he wasn't in. I remember the scandal thing, but I guess I didn't realize he wasn't in, which that's like, why?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. All right, buddy. We'll do it again next week.
I'm here for it, my friend.
All right, sir.
Later.
Later.